YouTubers, it's DAS here from TDM Gaming. Today I'm just going to be showing you the first part of a three-part little mini-series that we're going to have, which is just myself, Mag, and TDM showing you our classes and what we think the best classes are, and what aspects of those classes we use and things as such. Okay, first of all, I have prestiged a few times, and each time as I go through, I like to start off obviously with the FAMAS as soon as I can get that, but before that I'll pick up the Enfield and chuck a red dot sight on it. But as I progress through, once the second I unlock that AK-47, it's straight into my first class. So that's what we're going to start with here. I've got my AK-47, and originally my normal class would be this one, which was Ghost Pro, Hardened Pro, and Hacker Pro. Since I've started to play some more defensive gaming, I've left that class there and put a commando in it just instead. I've changed it up to Ghost Pro, Warlord, and Hacker Pro. Once I got Warlord Pro, obviously I'll chuck that on there too. Now the reason for this is I always find that with the AK-47 you run out of bullets pretty quickly, just like any gun really. So I've got my two attachments on it, and just changing that back because I had it on, extending that, hadn't unlocked this one. So obviously we're going to go for the red dot sight, because I really don't like the iron sights on most of the guns, and particularly on the AK-47. So I always chuck that on and make the red gill color green, just because that's I felt like it really. And also I'll chuck on a dual mag. That's obvious, as I said before, just so I have those more bullets. You start off with twice the amount of bullets in your, for your gun, which obviously is going to be a helping hand as you're going through. Now moving on to my secondary. Most people would say that you want a pistol, or some people want a ballistics knife and a crossbow and things like that. But personally, I go with the rocket launcher, and this was mostly originally because I wanted to get Ghost Pro. I had to shoot down the spy planes and things like that. But once I got Ghost Pro, I left it on there. I just think it's a good addition. On occasion, I've seen somebody's care package dropping, and as soon as it hits the ground, I'll shoot at it and get a kill, because obviously the opponent has run to their care package, and I can take that off them, which is always nice. Now, in the first few prestiges, I would add a Semtex instead of a frag, which was, I suppose, a good idea, but I found that the Semtex can't be thrown as far, and anyone who ever has played Nuketown or Firing Range knows that a pre-nade kill is one of the easiest kills to get as you're going through. So I've left it on frag. You just cook it for a few seconds, and then while it's in the air it cooks the rest, and it'll land and hopefully blow up one, maybe two, on occasion even more than that, people. Now for tactical, I have seen personally no benefit. I've bought all of them before, but I've seen no benefit using any of the other tacticals, the Willy Peep, the Nova Gas, Flashbang, and Concussion. Personally, Decoy I think is the single best tactical grenade that you can use. That's mostly for, again, my defensive play. If you chuck down a decoy on Nuketown, for example, you can sit up in a window, watch people run to it, have a bit of a why the hell is nobody here when there's all these gunshots, and you get to shoot them in the head, which is always nice. Now again, for this defensive play, my favourite map would have to be Radiation. And the reason for that is I will chuck down a motion sensor in one of the buildings, and as I see somebody walking into that building, I'll jump out the back window, and as they're walking up the stairs, I'll come and shoot them in the back, which is always helpful when you're trying to get those high kills. And yeah, so moving on to my perks. Now, with most of my perks, I found no advantage of having any of the others. I saw somebody say that Flak Jacket helps when you're doing objective games, which I think would be true, but being that I mostly play Team Deathmatch, I found that the best perk one is Ghost Pro, and it just completely messes with the other team. I can, on occasion, I actually get people saying how annoyed they are because they've chucked up all these spy planes and they can never see me and things like that. So again, for defensive play, it's really good. You'll notice I didn't have a silencer on that, even though I have Ghost Pro. I originally had a silencer on almost all of my weapons, but I found that it didn't make that much of a difference. The only thing it did was basically make me take longer to kill people, which obviously is a problem. There are only a few occasions where I was able to take out more than 3 people and without them realizing, because I had the silencer on it. So I decided to take it off, and it's been working pretty well for me anyway. And like I said, I've got Warlord on this one just because I need those extra that extra ammo in my defensive play mostly. But originally, and as you can see on my 3rd class here, I have Hardened Pro. Sometimes I forget that I don't have that on this class, and I'm trying to shoot at a wall and the person on the other side isn't dying, and I wonder why. Other than that, it's Warlords. The only reason I use it is so that I can have those two attachments. But usually I'll have Hardened Pro on there just for that extra damage. Now, again, I don't understand why anyone would use anything but Hacker Pro. Second Chance just annoys the crap out of me, mostly because I see other people using it, and I've emptied however many bullets would usually take to kill somebody, turned to go, and they shoot me with their pistol, and I'm just like very, very frustrated. So that's good for them, but I've found that Hacker Pro is the single best perk 3 that you can have, and that's simply because you see claymores, you see motion detectors, you see everything. And what's great about getting the Pro version of that is if you see that motion sensor from the other team, you don't have to worry about it. You can go up and hack it, or even realize that there's somebody in there, and they're less likely to be watching the door because they don't think you're there, as long as you're not being followed by other people on your team. And obviously taking somebody's turret or SAM turret, and my favorite part is booby trapping. I'm going to be putting up a video at some point where I got a multi-kill, managed to kill 4 people with one of my booby trapped crates. Hacker Pro is just the best perk to have. And so yeah, that's my first class. The rest of my classes I hardly ever use. I'll generally just stick to the first one. I just have the other classes mostly because on occasion I'm just like, you know what, I'll give a shotgun a go. I'll have a run around the map with a shotgun. Or if there are heaps of aircraft up and I want to take some down, I might chuck my 4th class up and use the Strela because it has those 2 rockets instead of the 1. I've used the sniper a bit, and there are only a few maps where it's good. I'm not much of a sniper myself. A lot of other people are, and they're able to use it well, but personally I'm not much of a sniper. I'm more of a mid-range player. But if you have the sniper rifles, I found that the DAS1991 is the best sniper rifle. that's personal opinion. But yeah, again, I've got decoys on that, and Hacker Pro and Ghost Pro, Harden Pro. But yeah, so that's basically what I've gone with. Face paint is just for fun, really. I like to have it on there. It's a bit of a insult to injury sometimes when they're like, "Oh, I just got killed by the Joker," and things like that. But yeah, so that's my classes and a little bit about my style of play, or how I see it. We're going to be putting up the second and third videos of this, which will be mags, classes, and also TJM's classes. So hopefully you'll be looking forward to that. Until then, have a safe holidays if you're watching this soon after it's been pulled out, and let the good times roll.